A woman was forcibly stuffed into a coffin, to be buried alongside a deceased general. This was merely the crown prince's cruel test to see if she could conceive a child with a dead man. Originally, in the village where the woman lived, all women had an extremely fertile constitution, and she was the most fertile among them. For this reason, the empress had her forcibly taken to the palace to marry the crown prince. Legend claimed her fertile constitution could cure all illnesses, so the empress hoped to use her to save the terminally ill crown prince. Surprisingly, after their marriage, the crown prince's health miraculously recovered. Yet he refused to credit the woman instead. He insisted his body had a natural ability to heal itself. When the crown prince learned that his first love had died grief-stricken for not being able to marry him, he took all his resentment out on the woman. He not only brutally killed her newborn twins but also ordered his men to stuff her into a coffin with the general's corpse. Trapped in a sealed coffin, the woman eventually suffocated to death. But in the next moment, she opened her eyes again only to find herself back on the day the empress had brought her into the palace. At that time, the empress, having heard of the woman's healing fertility, was determined to marry her to the crown prince. However, having endured a tragic death in her past life, how could she agree to marry the crown prince again? She begged the empress to revoke the order, but the empress refused to let go of any chance to save her son, even threatening to kill the woman's entire family. Just as the woman was panic-stricken, the crown prince took the initiative to find the empress. He accused the woman of fabricating the healing fertility rumor on purpose, claiming she only wanted to marry him to gain power. Thus, he refused to wed her. Seizing the opportunity, the woman also rejected the marriage proposal. Her refusal left the crown prince shocked. After she left the palace, he stopped her, and it was only then that the woman realized the crown prince, like her, was a reborn soul. The crown prince told her, if she did not interfere with his marriage to his first love in this life, he would no longer harm her. Even though the crown prince had agreed not to marry her, the woman remained anxious. She knew that if the crown prince truly refused to marry her, he would only have 3 days left to live, and the empress would still force her to marry him then. To avoid repeating the tragic fate of her previous life, the woman frantically searched for a way to escape. Just then, the general's family, carrying a coffin, passed by. The general's condition had become so critical that his family had prepared the coffin in advance. At this moment, the woman finally came up with a way to escape the crown prince. She would marry the general herself.